Good afternoon. I'm Harley Schlanger, and on behalf of the LaRouche Political Action Committee, I would like to welcome you all to today's webcast. Just over 2 weeks ago, on April 11th, economist and statesman Lyndon LaRouche delivered a shock when he described the urgent crisis facing our nation and the world due to what he developed as President Obama's Narcissus syndrome. Due to his obsessive desire to be popular, the President has been following the policy dictates of his chief economic advisor, Larry Summers, the kingpin of a nest of vipers in the Obama administration who call themselves behavioral economists. In that webcast, and in the question and answer period which followed, Mr. LaRouche did what he is famous for. He told the truth about Summers, Peter Orszag, and the whole group in a relentless exposition of why, if Summers is not removed, and if the so-called free market policies, including the bailout he is pushing on behalf of the criminal swindle run by the City of London and Wall Street, if they are not stopped, not only will the Obama presidency collapse, but the lives of billions of people on this planet will be endangered by hyperinflationary blowout collapse of the global financial system. While many people responded initially with fear to what Mr. LaRouche said, I know that many of those who are fearful also know that he is right. Today, with human civilization hanging by a fraying thread, it is more necessary than ever that Mr. LaRouche continue to speak truthfully about the crisis and about the axiomatic flaws that cause many of you to shrink in fear instead of taking up the clear solutions he has provided to reverse this crisis. For today's webcast, we are here in Washington, D.C., and we're linked as well to New York City to a satellite broadcast where my colleague, LaRouche's national spokesman, Deborah Freeman, will participate in the question and answer. It is now my great honor to introduce Lyndon LaRouche.
Thank you. Just call me gimpy. I had a little strain after I got up this morning, so my left leg is not behaving properly. It'll clear away, but for the moment it's not behaving properly. We just had another report from the conversations among various political circles on the world economic situation, and they're still all crazy. They are debating which of two scenarios might be the rescue of the world economy or bringing some order into it. And all of this is junk. None of it will work. It's a complete failure. We are now in the process of we are approaching, as in Germany in 1923, in the immediate aftermath of the Versailles agreements, Germany went into a plunge, into a depression. And then, in order for Germany to pay its Versailles debts, which had been ordered, it went into a hyperinflationary phase in the spring of 1923. And by November of 1923, the hyperinflation had blown out the very existence of a German economy. We are now in a somewhat comparable situation today in the United States and in the world at large. We are now in what appears to be a deflationary process where jobs are disappearing, like 700,000 a month or something like that in the United States. And that rate of job loss is going to accelerate as the way it goes now. We're headed toward a general physical collapse of the U.S. economy. And that's in the short term. Now we're going to go to another phase of this bailout process, attempting to manage an inflationary process to try to keep the values of bank assets and so forth up, which will now do the same thing it did in Germany in the late spring, summer, and autumn of 1923. The entire world system, not just the U.S. system, but the entire world system will blow out in a financial breakdown crisis of a hyperinflationary type, such as that hit Germany in the autumn, November of 1923. That's what we face. In response to this reality, everyone I hear from every official quarter is completely incompetent and insane in terms of the effect. This is clinical insanity. And unless the present policies of the United States in particular are reversed from what they've been since the President went to London, there is no chance for the United States, and if the United States goes, the entire world economy will go.